I realized I was like going on dates with men and entertaining men that I don't have genuine, authentic, emotional connection with or even attraction to sometimes. I am leveraging for an outcome here. And women do it every day, and so do men. It didn't feel good enough to me. So that is when I stopped going on the dates, thanked my matchmaker with love, and I went to my fertility doctor. And I told him my dilemma. And he said, well, Ebony, you're uniquely positioned in that you can go about motherhood in a solo capacity in New York City. And I researched and I did my due diligence and I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back to this dating marketplace. I'm going to come back no longer trying to fill a void of I need to get a man to make my motherhood dream come true. I'm going to come back as a mother, and I'm going to come back with a purity of intention that says now I am dating exclusively for emotional and romantic connection.
Listen, a woman who disrespects her man is a dangerous woman. And I don't mean loud, I don't mean opinionated. I mean a woman who does not respect you at your core. Because once respect is gone, baby, everything else starts to fall apart. You can't lead her, you can't protect her. You can't even love her properly because she don't value you. And let me tell you something, these type of women, you can't tell them nothing. They don't listen, they don't reflect, they don't care how you feel. They'll embarrass you, dismiss you, talk over you, and then act like you the problem. And it's scary because from the outside, it might still look like love. But behind closed doors, there's no respect at all. In a relationship without respect, that's just a slow breakup waiting to happen. So if you ever feel like somebody don't respect you, don't ignore that. Because love without respect will drain you every single time. Okay?
You'll never guess what I've been called lately. Well, no, some of you will guess, because it's some of you out there that have been calling me it. I have been accused of being a misogynist. I know, it is quite something, isn't it? But the reason why I've been called a misogynist is actually quite something. It really only tells me that they don't understand the meanings of the words that they're using. It's that I either don't make videos on men, which is factually incorrect, as many of you know, or I make more videos on women and their misguided opinions and behaviors than I do on men and theirs. So therefore, in their minds, that makes me a misogynist. It really is quite sad, because I do care a great deal about women, which is why I make a lot of the content that I do. Because hopefully, someone out there will realize how misguided their opinions and actions really are when they see it brought in a different light.
I'm going to say something that a lot of women in their 40s probably won't say out loud, but I am subconsciously prepared to spend the rest of my life alone. And it's not because I'm broken or I don't want love or I don't want to find my person, but because somewhere along the way, I learned I can't count on another person for my plan. And I built everything in my life myself, my career, my business, and my body, and my peace. I did not wait for anybody to hand it to me. So when my marriage ended, as devastating as that was, I realized I wasn't scared of being alone. I was scared of going back to the version of myself that needed someone else to feel okay. And I don't need someone to complete me. I need someone who adds to what I've already built. And if that never comes, like, I'm going to be okay. I've always been okay. I think that's one of the most powerful things a woman can actually say out loud.
So here's the thing, right? This is a PSA for modern women out here. Y'all, stop arguing with that man and being combative because he checking you on things that need to be corrected. That's what a man's supposed to do. That's what a man does when he actually cares about you and wants you to be in his life and is serious about you. He don't play about you. Stop looking at it as a attack and become defensive and then want to become combative and then want to start deflecting. I'm just here to tell y'all that if a man corrects you, it's because he actually really bang with you, right? If he's not correcting you, you should be very concerned. If he's just letting you do whatever you want to do, he don't like you like that. I promise you, he don't like you like that. So I'm going to be the woman to tell you, let that man correct you in peace. Stop arguing with that man and being combative with that man. And anytime you want to argue and be combative, I just want you to take your hand and pop yourself just like that. All right?
I'm gonna make this clear for everyone.
Oh, goody. Another woman talking about the supposed male loneliness epidemic and how bad it really is.
Male loneliness epidemic. Hi.
Is it really? Then why aren't more men talking about it? If it was as bad as a lot of women seem to think that it is, then a person would imagine that it would be brought up more by men. But it's not.
Female loneliness epidemic. 0. Why?
Yes, why? Because from what I have seen, that really isn't what's actually going on.
You make us feel lonely. We don't feel lonely alone.
Now that's not entirely true. Now is it? If it was, then there wouldn't be so many women asking the question of where do they find a good man. But there are a lot of lonely individuals out there, both men as well as women. But from what I have seen, a lot of men handle being single a lot better than some women do. So I think some women have actually tried to convince themselves that men are just as miserable as some of them are.
These are 3 nice guy behaviors that will always get you friend zoned. And if you want to stop blowing your chances with the girls that you're interested in, I suggest hitting follow and then save so that you can use this video for future reference. 1. You never say no or share your own opinions. Women want a partner who can add value to their life, not a partner who becomes their shadow. 2. You do favors to prove your value. Picking her up, helping her move, fixing her car for her. You over-investing your time in her before she's actually earned it like a friend would do is only ever going to have her looking at you like that helpful friend that she can call up when she needs him. And number 3, never making a move. You're always around to hang out and talk and even to support her emotionally, but you never flirt, you never touch her, and you never make your romantic intentions clear. And because of that, she assumes that you're not interested or that you're not confident enough to take the lead. As always, feel free to save this video as a helpful reminder so that you stop getting put in the friend zone.
I knew that men were stupid when they started advocating for mandatory DNA tests at birth. These are the same men who think that the government is lying about the earth being flat, that the government lies about the census, and that the government faked the moon operation. They will give the government full authority over their DNA to keep in a database forever and do whatever they want with it. But as long as it meant that women couldn't make them pay $150 a month in child support, it's a win, right? The intelligent gender, everybody.
We're gonna do all these leaps and bounds to make DNA testing at birth a bad thing. Men are just so dumb because they want to know if that baby is theirs. These broads are just so insane. Rather than holding women accountable for lying about who the baby's father is or for sleeping with so many men during that period of time that she doesn't know who the baby's father is, rather than holding them accountable, no, it's men are stupid. You want the government to have your DNA? Guess what? The government, if they want your DNA, they can get your DNA. It's so easy for them to get your DNA. If they really want it, they can get it. They don't need to have all of this to get your DNA. If they want your DNA, they will already have it. Y'all will say anything to defend promiscuous broads and then try to reduce it down to $150. A lot of men are not paying $150 for their child support. Stop trying to reduce this down to justify your dysfunction, to justify the fact that y'all spread eagle to so many men that you have no idea who the pappy is. Stop putting on the cape for broads that behave this way. And I side-eye any woman or any man that does that because it's like, are you the type that would do that? Lie to someone for 18 years telling them that's their child? And because anyone with a moral compass is going to see an issue with that and would want to advocate for something that allows people to be sure, that allows a mother and a father to be sure who's who. So
why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question. And I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
That is an interesting concept that I think her name is Ebony K. Williams. modern women they just think differently, right? There's a lot of men out here that don't really want to date a woman with children. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add to the baggage that I have. I'm going to add to his responsibility. I've gotten this far along, and I'm going to add to his responsibility. I'm going to make it hard. I've gotten this far, and men are kind of like iffy on dating me, but I'm going to go add a little something to them. I'm going to add a little razzle dazzle to the mix and see what he thinks now. This woman says, you know what? I went to my fertility doctor. I stopped the matchmaking, and I went to my fertility doctor, and he says, you know what? You can probably, basically, essentially what he's saying is, well, you know, you got the money. She just said it in a different way is what she did. She made it, because she's good with words. So she did, this is what modern women do. They say certain things, and all it really means is, I mean, honestly, you have the money to take care of it if you want a kid. There's fertility clinics. I mean, you can get one of these vials of sperm. We can do our thing, and then, you know, you kind of pick what you want, what you're looking for. We'll tell you the genetics of the person who came in, and you pick, okay, this man's 6'1", he's African American. That's what I'm looking for. What kind of hair does he have? I don't really know how these things work, but I'm assuming height, weight, genetics. I'm hoping maybe, do they have like prior diseases or something like that? I don't know if they check out that type of stuff. You pick, I guess, from the cream of the crop. Cream. Sorry, that's not funny. You pick from, you know, this selection of men, and you just raise the kid hoping that it'll be something that you actually want. And then she was like, yeah, I'll do that, so I can go ahead and get the kid out the way. And then, you know, I'll instead of, I got this, so I don't have to try to beg for, okay, I want a man, I'll be desperate, I gotta hurry up. I don't have to do that. So now I'm dating purely for, okay, who loves me, who wants me, who's romantically interested in me. What you didn't seem to look at is, once again, does a man, because you're like 50, right? So if a man takes on you at 50 years old, at 45, you, oh Lord, Jesus, oh Lord, these modern women, they don't think, man. What is now a man that's 50 years old, 45 years old, now he can come in and say, oh yeah, this sounds like something that I want to be a part of. I'm 50 years old with a 1-year-old that's not even mine.
Why would a woman string you along for weeks or for months and not commit to you? It's very easy. It's probably the same thing on your end, but maybe you need to hear from me. You are not her person. Women are looking to commit. And if she's holding woof on that, there's a reason. And it's because she knows deep down that you are not her person, and she's keeping you around, waiting for somebody else to come in to fill that spot. So whatever you're doing for her, it doesn't even have to mean that you're taking her out to dinner all the time. You could just be texting her. That fills a void, that makes her feel desired. So the best thing to do is, if it's been weeks or months and she is not committing, it's to pull back on your energy and to focus on you. Because if she has not made an effort or an attempt to be with you, it's because she knows that you are not the right one. And I know that might be hard, but it is time to leave and focus your attention on you and somebody else that really sees your value.
Women complain about men liking younger women, but remain immature their entire lives anyway. You might as well get a hot one that can have more kids. I mean, what is the trade-off? Oh, let me just wait till you're 40 so that you've, traveled more? Worked more? We don't care about any of that. Do you become fundamentally less goofy? Probably not. Most of the time, no, actually. I don't find the relationship between accountability and age to be particularly linear. And they're like, oh, you just want to control a younger woman. It's like, why would you be easier to control when you're hotter and have more options? The easy ones to control are like 34 and the clock is ticking, so they got to make a choice and then stick with it. No, that's not true at all. Then they'll be like, oh, you just like children. It's like, dude, does liking ripe fruit mean you like seeds? No, it means you just don't want rotten fruit. You just don't want to contend with someone that has like more, baggage? Life experience? That would make sense if women like evolved into Gandalf. I just don't find that to be the case. It seems it's really not what men are really interested in with women to begin with.
Coming from someone who left a 7-8 year relationship, for my ladies who feel bad that you have a good man, but it doesn't feel right. Don't feel bad for wanting more and leaving. My ex was 70% right, but there's just something off. And over time, that last bit will tell you everything about the relationship. And even though I want all these things, I want kids, I want the right man, I am willing to risk being single and alone forever for that Mr. Right, that man that feels right in every single way. The fact that I view my last relationship as something that I'm grateful for, there are things in that relationship that I will always look for moving forward. In my next relationship, like our friendship, me and my ex were like this in our relationship. And that is something I'll always look for. And I feel like when you could be grateful for that, you could find the right relationship for you down the line. So that's the faith I have in myself. I'll let you know when I find Mr. Right.
Give me an example of how you're actually currently being oppressed.
Because those systems have been in place so long where women shouldn't have jobs, women shouldn't have financial stability, women shouldn't be in charge of their own finances, a lot of families have come to think that that is the truth. They have come to accept that. And so a lot of families don't prioritize their daughters getting educated or etc.
So what do you have to say then across the nation in the United States? The higher education gap, it's like 60-40, 60% women, and this was the case since 1980. So perhaps historically this might have been the case, but now that the gap exists in the other way, are you prepared to say that there's discrimination and sexism against men given the disparity?
No, I'm not prepared to say that.
But there's a gap that exists.
Yeah, and why is that gap there?
Maybe because women are being presented with more opportunities just because they're women.
Is the female population not higher than the male population?
Perhaps in a very small way, it wouldn't account for such a massive gap in higher education.
My hot take is that men shouldn't be allowed to sit because it's truly an epidemic that every time I go on the transit, full train, majority of the people sitting are men. Like, as long as there's a gender pay gap, women should not be standing on public transit.
You see video after video after video now of women complaining that men aren't being gentlemen. And I'm going to make video after video after video where I remind them that they're not being gentlemen because you told them not to be a gentleman because you found it offensive at the time. And now all of a sudden you want them to be a gentleman again because you snapped your fingers like this. And they are not a dog. It's not Pavlov's dog, honey.
Men, I have a question for you. What do you bring to the table? Yeah.
Well, that's always a fun question. Although I'm not exactly sure why some women seem to view it as a gotcha moment.
You want to ask girls all the time, well, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Because I'm sure as we all bring a lot more to the table than you do.
If by we, they mean women in general bring more to the table than men, then generally women shouldn't have a problem answering that question then, should they?
The amount of men I've dealt with this last year, I hate men.
I'm shocked to hear that. Really? They seem so open-minded.
I love arguing with men. I love it so much. It's my favorite pastime because they're all so stupid. The more men I have to deal with, I'm just like, oh my god, you're an idiot. You're a princess.
This'll be fun.
Like, you want to be interviewed. You want us to ask the questions. You don't want to do any work. You want us to travel to see. You want us to pay for things. Anything else, princess? Do you need one of my tampons out of my purse too? Like, oh my god, you're annoying.
Who else noticed? It happens quite often, but I don't think they actually picked up on what they were doing. See, a lot of individuals, especially those that don't like men, when they try to make men look bad, they attribute characteristics that are stereotypically applied to women to men to make them look unintelligent and weak. So what does that really say about their opinion about women?
I'ma squeeze y'all hand real tight when I say this.
No, you are not. Don't touch our hand because we never consented to that. Few discretion is advised.
Single mothers don't give a if you want them or not.
Single-handedly, I've done way too many videos on this very topic for that statement to be true. There is literally a bajillion examples of single mothers complaining about dating. Someone not caring about dating and also complaining about dating can't exist in the same space. They're contradictions to one another. Not to mention how often those very women get online and complain about not getting the thing that they feel like they deserve as single mothers. What is she talking about?
I be seeing videos. I saw a female. First of all, you females, you hoes that listen to men talk so much stupid that it went on in y'all blood cycle. It just circulated in y'all head. And I say this all the time, but for some reason, y'all did the great divide and whatever delusion you want to live in because somebody got a kid or somebody don't. Cool. Not my fantasy to live out.
What the did she just say? A lot of words, but no complete sentences. What message are you trying to promote, ma'am? Because I can assure you, if your target audience has an IQ of anything higher than a pair of work boots, they are going to find it extremely difficult to receive the message you are trying to deliver.
But I keep seeing these videos of these men, oh, nobody wants a single mother, nobody. Y'all talk about it more than we talk about it. I can rest assured you single mothers is not out. I need a man, I hope this man talks to me, I hope this man call me, I hope he texts me, I hope he takes me out. Have you ever tried to take a single mother on a date?
As a matter of fact, I have, and it's rather easy. When they actually like you, trust me, they'll make a way to make time to be with you. Whether that child has to be dropped off to its father, their grandma, a sibling, a friend, they're gonna make it happen in order to be with you. Single moms make time for the things they actually want to make time for, just like any other person walking the face of the earth.
We're too busy mothering. Like, we don't care. Respectfully. Like, there's a lane for mamas.
Sweetheart, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be making this video. If there's a lane for mothers, trust me, y'all don't like that lane. That's why y'all get online and complain. Her concerns on the single mother's dating ecosystem is no different from the male loneliness epidemic that women are pushing. Women have made countless videos on the male loneliness epidemic, no different from men making countless videos on single mothers dating. The only difference between the two is one is actually happening and one isn't. Men make those videos because there's so many single women online complaining about dating. It's everywhere. Unlike this fake epidemic that y'all talking about, y'all the only ones that come online and make videos about it. Men are not talking about being lonely.
Keep listening to these bitter men on the internet. Keep listening to your baby telling you, oh, you got a kid, nobody ain't gonna want you. Hey man, y'all better go outside.
One thing I'm never gonna do is get online and say that no men will want you because you have children. But what I will say, it does change the landscape of your dating ecosystem. And you must respect that things are going to be different when you have children. If you can't respect that, you will end up just like this woman here, complaining about something that you say you don't care about. But to conclude, if you truly don't care about something, trust me, you spend zero time talking about it. And whether you like it or not, your dating options will change once that child is introduced. And the sooner you respect it and accept it.
So there's a lot of women that talking about, I need a man who adds to what I've already built. And, you know, there was a lady, you know, she's like, I built my body, I built my business by myself, yada, yada, yada. I need a man to come in and add to that. It's a tricky concept to say I need somebody to add to what I have. Essentially because I don't think most modern women understand how men actually work. They're thinking that a man would come in and provide a little, he's like a puzzle piece. You have, like, say for instance, you have like literally 1,000-piece puzzle, and you're thinking that the man is like one piece of the 1,000-piece puzzle, when really by nature the man would take up at least half the puzzle. So he would be a big part. He wouldn't just be like some, oh, well, you know, this is the missing piece. I literally have 99% of everything that I want and what I need, my visions, my dreams. But he's the 99, this is the finishing touch right here. Men are not, even you as a woman are not going to be the finishing touch to a relationship. You're going to be a major part to the relationship. That's the problem that you're having right now, is you're thinking that the man is going to play a small part. If I don't want that piece or it looks wonky, I just remove it. Modern women have, and this is what they do when they have rosters. Somehow they're able to get multiple pieces that fit in their puzzle and just keep on putting them in that, okay, switch this, I want this now. I'm in the season where I want a man that's 6'1", blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay, I'm in the season where I want something that's a man that's tall, dark, and handsome. I'm in the season where I want a man that's spicy. He's Latino. He's a good-looking guy, and he's got beautiful long hair, and he speaks to me in Spanish, yada yada yada. Okay, I'm in the season where I want a European man who just knows how to treat women, and he just takes me on vacations. I want a Russian man. I want an Asian man. Really respects me and loves me and my family. They keep on putting these pieces until they finally say, you know what? It's time that I finish this puzzle. Let me put the piece that I know goes here. And that's it. Now my life is quote unquote complete. Except for some reason, with the way that y'all be acting, somehow along the way, you've lost that piece. Can't find it anymore. And now you're desperate looking for it. Be careful about what you're saying. Be careful about how you're acting.
Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women. Because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me anything. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth. And it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. They don't give a about World War II. They don't give a their grandfathers. They don't give a about England. They don't give a about anything. Because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
Why do women have to prove their value, but men just have to show up?
I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value, and a woman just has to show up.
It depends on who you asking.
No, I think if you're pretty, you could get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly after. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets. Mm-hmm. So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men do. I just feel like for me personally, I think that as a woman, I get more opportunities than a man. Because I think that men want me to be in the space, but they don't expect me to come with the character or the work ethic that I come with. And that's what keeps me in the room. What I look like might get me to the room, maybe if I know somebody, but what I'm built by or built of is what keeps me in the room.
It's hard because when you're perpetually single, everyone tells you how great you are. But it feels really shallow at times. Because you're like, if I was so great, you know, like I've been the best man at a wedding, I think 7 times.
Yeah.
Feels like if I was the best man, I'd be the man getting married, you know? Feels like I'm an okay man, you know? So sometimes it's hard to believe that you're somebody's best option when you never have been. Maybe you have been for a season, but for whatever reason, it didn't last. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, I have to believe, yeah, I am going to be somebody's absolute dream guy. I'm going to be the answer to their prayers. I'm going to be everything they've ever wanted. And when you've faced a lot of rejection, it's hard to believe that.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're a guy who doesn't have a girlfriend in the house after 7 p.m., you kind of go a bit insane.
I have a friend who is single and lives on his own now. And I just get like random headstand pictures. I'm like, are you doing headstands? Like, it's time for sleep soon. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's like random things like that. I think I asked him recently, I was like, how do you entertain yourself? Because at this point, I don't know how to do that. When, like, my fiance leaves, I'm kind of like, what the hell do I do now? Like, there's no one here. Like, I just kind of, like, walk around, I, like, clean it, and then I just, like, there's not much to do.
A couple of days ago, I accidentally went viral for a video I did last week telling women to marry a nerd. I also made the cardinal mistake of admitting to having sex before I met my husband. I'm guilty of the exact same thing their mother is. I'm not guilty of having sex with a dumbass. That's true, but still. In my video, all I was trying to do was tell women to not have sex with the type of men who produced the dudes in my comments. And men from all across the internet are making think pieces about it. You know, I'm a skank. I got trains run on me. My husband was my last option. I settled. He settled. May this love never find me. That kind of thing. And before I met my husband, I used to eat men like that, like the ones in my comments, alive for funsies. And I know the joke, oh, you used to swallow data. Oh, God, make better jokes. You guys have been telling the same jokes since like the Salem witch trial. Like, you know in The Wizard of Oz when the lion tries to scare Dorothy and she like goes like, what the f*** are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm actually like, I just need some courage. Like a lot of you are just trying to figure out how to be a man. And that's how it comes through. Like, you're really that mad that you took time out from your job at Publix to do a 45-second think piece on a married woman talking to other women? I don't see the masculinity in it. A lot of you glitch when you hear that a woman has had sex before she met you because you know that you could never measure up in real life. All that practice you've had in your room in the dark with the flashlight, you know the thing with the on the end, but it looks like a nightlight. You already know that you would never measure up in real life, and a woman who has had with a human would know that, which is why a woman having before she met you scares you because you know you're cooked. I saw this study the other day that said 50% of you have never even asked a woman out in real life. Guys, 50% of you have never even grown the cajones it requires to walk your little across the street and ask a woman you think is attractive for her number, and you're in my comments trying to flame me for dating 10 years ago? Baby, it's giving you're a virgin who can't drive. I use the euphemism, look it up, of dirty socks to talk to women who is my main target about dating the type of men that ultimately don't align with you long term. Now, the men I dated were in like law school, med school, like, you know, working at Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. So like, it was a euphemism. I wasn't actually talking about like you, like, no. Y'all are the same dudes talking about Russell Wilson's so gay. Can you imagine stepping up and like raising a child that wasn't yours? Before your shift at the Piggly Wiggly. The audacity. The same men who tell women who have had children that they're run through. Like your mom was. Like, the misogyny is never gonna fly for me. I'm entirely too smart. And frankly speaking, I blame my father. I have entirely too much money at my disposal to give a shit. The amount of you that look like demigorgons, like true demigorgons, telling women that they are passed around. Sorry, hold on. The married women in my comments are like, yeah, I love my IT nerd. I love my software engineer. I love my neurosurgeon. And you guys heard nerd and heard what exactly? A nerd, here, I'll put the definition here. You can find definitions of all kinds in a dictionary. It's a book that has words in it. We'll talk about it later. A nerd is just somebody who's really smart. I just told women to marry smart men. That's it. I married a smart guy. I didn't marry a smart guy because I trapped him. I married a smart guy because we were both at the same grad school. And we ran into each other. That's probably why I don't run into you. Do you know the kind of man it takes to deal with me every day? My mouth? I married the only man I ever met I didn't want to eviscerate. I married the only man I ever met I didn't want to flame and break apart because I could. But you make it easy. And I look at your comments and you guys basically circle jerking each other. And all that comes through to me is how weak, how unoriginal, and how small you are. I think a lot of you have a humiliation kink, and I didn't go to school for that, but I'm a fast study. If you would like me to continue to humiliate you, you're gonna have to pay me for it though. So I'll send my Venmo and my Cash App and my PayPal. You can send me money and we can do this offline.
And just listening to, I think there was a clip where a woman talked about 3 things that, you know, can get you put in the friend zone. And one of the things, and this is what I'm confused, one of the things she talked about was, you know, kind of giving her the time and attention and being helpful to her before she's earned it, right? And then also not really giving your opinions and things of that nature. Essentially, you know, you're being a friend to her. It's kind of confusing, but it's like that's what you're saying. That's what modern women say. And it confuses a man. You say, well, you know, you're not competing with other men. You're actually competing with my peace. You're competing with how my friends treat me. Well, if I'm competing with how your friends treat you, then shouldn't I figure out how your friends are treating you and say, okay, well, let me try to do that. No, but I want you to do that a little bit better. I want you to elevate that. Well, how do I do that? And they give you like a list of things that they want you to do. The fact of the matter is, a lot of times, this is not actually a man's fault. Could a man improve? Sure. Could a man do some things like, say, for instance, I think she said, come out and say, hey, I'm interested in you. Make a move. You know what I mean? If you're actually interested in her, let her know. One way or another, let her know, hey, I'm interested. And this is the way I'm interested in you. I'm interested in you romantically. Wanted to see your thoughts on that. Right? Nothing creepy like, ooh, girl, you so fine. I like that booty. Can I get your number? Maybe not that. Maybe, you know, you kind of hit her up. Like if you're going to slide into her DMs, maybe you hit her up and you say, you know, you just kind of talk, oh man, you slide up on her story. And you might slide up on 2 or 3 stories, to be honest with you. And, you know, you just try to spark a conversation. Doesn't seem like she wants to spark a conversation. Maybe that's not it. Right? But if she is talking, going back and forth, then you maybe say, man, you seem like a pretty cool person. Are you down to get something to eat? Are you open to get something to eat? Maybe we can hang out or something like that if you're comfortable with it. Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah, sure. Okay. You know, well, I know this, I don't know, I really like tacos. I like this taco spot over here. What do you say we meet down there at 7 o'clock on Friday? All right then, cool. And you know, if you want to grab her number right then and there, you can say, okay, you know, totally up to you. You can text me here on, you know, Facebook or Instagram or whatever, or, you know, you can shoot me your number and so I can, you know, kind of text you directly, call you directly or whatever and whatnot, and we can hook up and make a plan or something like that. Okay, it sounds fine to me. And just kind of let her do whatever, if that's the way you want to go, right? And then, you know, you get to the point to where y'all are talking, and at some point in time during the conversation, it's all going well. You say, man, you know, I had a really good time tonight. At the end of the it's not really officially a date, y'all are just hanging out, but at the end of the hangout, you say, you know, to be honest with you, I am, you know, kind of sort of interested in you. You know, I thought you were really pretty, and, you know, I really liked just hanging out tonight, and I wanted to kind of get a pulse check and see what you thought. And just let her ramble. Well, I gotta see a little bit more of you. Da. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. Just wanted to walk you to your door and, you know, say good night. But yeah, I'll text you or I'll call you, whatever you want to do. Right. But that's kind of sort of something that you can do if you don't want to stay in the friend zone forever. Now, if she's not open to any of that, then you pretty much got your answer. move on and go do whatever you want with your time.
Women are putting a lot of harsh things out there on the internet. So tell me what you're seeing.
Women going online and saying things like, you don't need a man, never rely on a man. If you depend on a man as a protector and a provider, then you're going to end up single and alone, because when you turn 40, he's going to trade you in for a new 20-year-old chick. Women are going for those kind of guys and then saying all guys are like them, which just true. But then when you ask a woman, what do you look for in a partner? The first thing they will say, he needs to be financially stable. You ask these women, do you want a guy to pay on a first date? Well, for a woman who's so-called an independent boss and can handle herself, they seem to expect the guy to pay. The expectations of men haven't changed from when I was 5 till now. Be chivalrous, be kind, pay for this, that, and the other. But yet the expectations of women, so far as women are concerned, is you can't expect me to cook, you can't expect me to clean, your money is my money is also my money, and essentially treat me like a princess, and if you dare ask for anything in return, well, then you're a misogynist. You're a terrible guy, you're a monster.
Tip for all my single men living by themselves. Nobody coming to save us, man. Nobody coming to save us. Nobody cares that we live by ourselves. Nobody cares that we ain't got it. Nobody cares. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody cares that we're alone sometimes and we can get in our head. Nobody cares that our thoughts can literally take over. Nobody cares. We just gotta figure it out. The world demands so much from us, but it doesn't give us anything. We just gotta figure it out.
I see why she's married, and women really have to understand this.
Men melt when a woman speaks softly. But a lot of women don't want to hear that because they think being sweet makes them look weak.
One word, feminism.
But that's a huge mistake because a woman's greatest power is her softness. Think about it. If he wanted another alpha energy in his house, he would have married another man.
And we get called sassy for trying to hold women accountable. Isn't that crazy?
So if you ever have caught yourself thinking, he never does anything that I ask him to, it's probably because you talk to him like you're another guy challenging him. Try using your feminine, soft, lighter tone of voice more often and just watch how differently he treats you.
For the women that are still listening, please listen to the last part.
I've never heard a no from my husband when I speak to him gently. He's even told me that he can't resist when I ask that way. If it feels hard to switch into that sweet version of you, it's because you've permanently turned on that masculine energy without even noticing.
Yeah, I really don't have to say too much after that because she really explained everything. And this is exactly why she's married. A lot of women don't understand the way you treat a man makes him want to do so much for you. And y'all really would want to give that up because you want to compete with the man that you're with. Because it really amazed me that a lot of women will go to their job, talk to their boss politely, respectfully, arrive on time, do what he says. But when you get home, you give your husband the most miserable attitude ever. Yeah, I know an argument might be, my husband doesn't pay me, but your husband will sure put his life on the line, and your boss will definitely replace you the moment you call out being sick. Conclusion, women, please try to respect your husband a little more. Be more soft. It makes the world a better place. And if you don't, y'all wonder why I say this. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
So today we have self-value equals the partner that you choose. The easiest way to tell if someone values themselves, look at their partner. Did they pick someone that benefits their life? Did they pick someone that makes them a better person? Did they pick someone that they enjoy being around? Because if they're with a person, partner equals no self-worth. If someone's with a partner and they have decided to do absolutely nothing about it, they do not value themselves. And there's a lot of you out there that are probably talking to a woman who is with a shit partner. You're trying to pull her away. And if she doesn't value herself, what makes you think that she would value you? Sounds pretty stupid when you say it out loud, doesn't it? Also, a good partner does not equal an attractive partner. That's not how that works, because there's a lot of you out there that may have a hot girlfriend and she sucks. She's annoying, she's a bitch, she's out here with other dudes, she's out here in the club, and she doesn't respect you. So an attractive partner does not automatically equal a good partner. Staying single will always be better than just settling for a partner. If you're not comfortable being alone, you're not going to be in the right headspace to even be in a relationship in the first place. If your choice is either some woman who's been dumped and has all this trauma, stay single, brother. Work on your bread, get in shape, get your mind right, get your life right, and the good woman, she'll make her way into your life. But if you settle for the partner, you're gonna see a downward trend, a downward spiral in all of the other areas of your life. Keep an eye out for this. It's the easiest way to tell if someone values themselves or not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I will see you at the same time again tomorrow.
Women are thinking this. Hey, he invited me for a cup of coffee. I know through other men who are teaching women how to invest in themselves and find a partner who actually wants to go out with them and get to know them, has told me this is very low value. I have to decline this because this person doesn't value me and probably goes out with a bunch of other people for coffee, and I want someone who's making an investment up front and shows me that they care and put some thought into this date.
When it's women that are making TikToks and Instagrams over and over again, disrespecting men, saying they cheated on their boyfriend, man-hating, saying I'm entitled to this and that, who is surprised that men are now given pause and saying, I don't know if I want to shell out cash on date one? Just know what you're up against when you deal with a lot of these modern women.
I told people before, they're like, oh, you hate all men. I'm like, I've never said that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't give a but also like, yeah, don't you? Haven't you ever spent time with one? They're f***ing awful. Like, have you ever seen a group of guys out, like all straight dudes, and they're all laughing? Have you ever been like, God, I wonder what they're laughing at? No. When they're laughing, I'm going, what the f- are they doing? Something bad, probably. I'm like, they probably just hit a woman. They're probably high-fiving over a slur.
I wonder if you said, every time I see a bunch of women laughing, I think they're up to no good. They're either cheating, they're on their phone doing something scandalous, they're disrespecting men, they're trying to figure out how to take advantage of men. How do you think that Drew Follow and her friends would receive that information? You would be labeled a misogynist, you would be labeled a sexist, all the labels would come out.
I have a question for men in their 30s and 40s who like to date older women. I am 49 and I matched with this guy on a dating app who's 42, and he says he likes dating older women. And I feel like I am extremely affected by society, and that the older I get, and like when my appearance changes, I feel like I have less and less value. Like, I get that I'm cute, but I'm less cute than I was 10 years ago. Well, I'm actually cuter now, but I have wrinkles on my face. Somehow I am better looking than I was when I was younger, but I still have like wrinkles, my teeth aren't as white, my body is like, I'm fit, but it just has these weird lumps and wrinkles that it didn't used to have, and like my chest is kind of like up from the sun. Anyway, my question is for guys that say they like to date older women, how is it that you have not been affected by society? Like, because I feel like for me, it's like programmed into my brain that I have less value and that I'm not as cute. And even when I see other women, like when I see older women, I think older women aren't as cute as younger women. Like, it's just an automatic judgment that I have. So how am I to believe that some men don't have that? Like, they were raised in the same exact society as me, as everyone else, you know, affected like by the commercials and what they see in Hollywood. And how are they able to? I just don't see how this guy who says that he thinks I'm cute and is happy actually that I'm 7 years older than him, how he would look at me and be happy that I have older skin. I mean, I get that I have other qualities, like I'm wiser, I have less drama, probably, I make more money. But I just don't see how he's not gonna look at me and wish that I was younger. I don't get it. Explain it to me, please.
And once again, modern women are literally killing their own chances. There's a woman that said she was in a relationship with her ex. And this is something that we've heard before. Well, I'm looking for Mr. Right. He was, 70% right, but it was just something about him. And this is the direction that men are looking for. It's like, okay, are there any specifics? Like, is there something that he didn't do? Well, we were like this, we were friends, and and I want that in the next relationship. Is this something because you say that you guys were tight and like really good friends? Is there something that, like, this is something that you guys could have worked on as friends and said, well, we're 70% there. I think we can go to the next level if we have this, and this. And he says, yeah, I agree. And y'all move forward, trying to figure out how to work around whatever each other has going on to fulfill each other's hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires. Because you know the next relationship you get in, you're going to have to start back all over and see, you go through the process and see if this is actually what you're looking for, right? And a lot of modern women, they don't want to do that work. They're going to hold the man that they get into the relationship to the standard of their ex. And the man is like, well, we could get there, but for right now, I don't really know you like that. So I'm kind of trying to feel you out, right? So I think a lot of times modern women, even though they mean well, they actually sabotage themselves.